Hi everyone, we're back up at the vineyard July 22nd, 2017. We are well into our growing season now. As you can see, we've got some nice fruit set. We have really nice clusters. The berries are starting to expand. We're starting to get them clumping a little bit here and touching, so it's time to come in and make our first thinning pass. Thinning refers to removing clusters in order to open up these clumpy areas and then to take away the fruit that's not going to ripen, to redirect the energy back into the remaining clusters in order for them to ripen during the growing season. We want to get them fully and evenly ripe each year. And so that means we remove at least half of our fruit each year. So most people don't realize that we need to cut off half of our crop in order to get the remaining crop ripe. So that's what we're going to be starting this week. And our first pass, typically we'll do 2 thinning passes. Our first pass will focus on thirds. A third is the third cluster that forms up from the fruiting cane. And since it forms last, it is going to ripen last. And so here we've got a shoot with 1, 2, 3 clusters. This is the primary, the secondary, and then what we call the tertiary or the third cluster. And so that one would come off. It just goes on the ground. It's not, the berries are green and hard. They're just going to decompose and generate some nitrates into the soil as plant food. And that's all they're really good for. Now that once we remove that, we're going to look at the same time for deformities on the clusters. Like this is called a shoulder, and so when we remove the cluster, we're going to remove the shoulders and the wings with it, and then that's going to leave us with a single cluster eventually when we are done with our thinning on that particular shoot. So as you can see, we've already come in and defoliated. That opens up the east side of the row and gives us good access to the fruit zone for our thinning and the other handwork that we're going to do around the primary fruit zone the rest of the growing season. Anyway, that's a little bit on thinning clusters and how we get the fruit ripe, and we'll come back and give you another update later in the season. Thanks.